Hey guys, Ryan Steinelson here. I am the founder of Accelerate Marketing, a digital marketing agency that's been around for over 16 years. And today we're talking about everything AI, artificial intelligence, primarily, and we're focusing on conversational AI, which is voice, text, chat, video. We're going to touch on that today as well. Hopefully you saw the description. In the description, what we're going to be talking about today, we've got some really exciting topics, and I do have a guest that's going to be joining us as well. S is going to be joining us today, which is cool, giving us some insights. And by the way, if you don't know who I am, again, my name is Ryan. I've been in the digital marketing space for over 16 years. We are my agency that I founded, Accelerate Marketing, is a local service ads partner. So we were selected by Google to be a partner to help businesses grow their business by generating leads from that particular platform that Google offers to businesses, which is an amazing platform because the cost per lead on that platform is cheaper than any other platform that I've ever seen. Even including their other platform that we help businesses with, which is Google Business Profile. And we've got, hundreds of reviews online, almost thousands now. And we've helped hundreds or thousands of businesses, worldwide. Primarily we work in the services sector with businesses like foundation experts. And we also work with attorneys as well. And most recently, the reason why we jumped into the AI side of things is because of the fact that the most challenging thing for our businesses that we work with to do is to answer the phone. And so, when I went to an AI conference almost 2 years ago, the first thing I asked was, how do I give this AI a voice? Because I knew the number one thing that I wanted to do was to back up the human intake that my clients already had. I wanted to back up those humans to make sure that we give Google what it wants so that our clients get more leads and convert more of those leads. So that's how we started with conversational AI. We do have I'm the founder of a AI side of our digital marketing agency that does AI or implements AI for businesses, conversational AI. We've got one of the best AI agents out there on the market. It basically uses one phone number for text, for voice, for chat, which is unheard of in the industry. I don't know that there's still too many other agencies that offer conversational agents that can say the same thing. And you can also, with our platform, you can create an agent in minutes. Which is why we're doing this as a workshop. We'd really like for you guys to join us and ask us any questions so that we can, solve your problems in minutes by setting you up with an agent and backing up your intake, or just making the agent as first line. We do have a school community, school.com/local lead labs. And you also can text us at 619-304-5155. We'd love to hear from you. Again, that's school.com/local lead labs, and totally free. There's courses there that you can take as a business owner that are free. And again, 619-304-5155. You can text us, and that you can actually interact with our agent there as well, which is kind of cool. So, and that also goes to our human intake as well. So we do have some really cool topics to talk about. One of the things that I wanted to touch on today is this idea of conversational video, where there's an AI video that is lip synced in real time to have a conversation with somebody where it would pop up, in a tab. So that's something that we can talk about. There's Reddit is reporting that there's real world latency for that the real world latency for GPT-4o Voice is closer to 300 milliseconds as opposed to the 0 millisecond demo. And what we're going to talk about is what that lag means for lead calls and how to hide it with really good, prompt engineering and a hybrid handoff, which is really cool. That's another thing that I think would be really good to talk about is this concept of having a warm transferring a call warm to your intake team from the AI agent, where the agent will actually give your person that it's transferring the call to on your team a context of what's happened in the conversation, and then tool stack checkout or shootout, real-time phone agents. I'm just saying, okay, so yeah, so there's a really interesting, there's not very many competitors that we know of that can that will plug into Twilio and give you one phone number for your agent. So we can discuss that a little bit, but I'm going to bring S on in 1 second here. Why narrow and deep still beats general and shallow? Voice agents crush it when the knowledge domain is tight. I think that's really important, is that there needs to be a very good design of your agent in terms of the prompting, and that comes in with the knowledge base, etc. So you can definitely build a very educated agent. So let me go in here, get S on. Okay, how's it going, S? What's going on?
Hey, Ryan.
What's going on, man? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey everyone. I'm S, founder of Messages Improved. I've been doing AI and messaging for 10 years, and I think the thought coming into this call was, I always try to tell people about what I see in the field, and I'm, my nugget of wisdom for this week was just getting some data points on the entry point being the web chat widget, which is kind of funny because you and I have been talking for the last year, right? When we met, I was doing, we did AI and SMS, and that was almost like a step deeper in complexity than just like a web chat widget, right? Because there's enough sites out there where you can create an AI web chat widget. And then we got deep into voice, but there's a part of me that just talking with enough people, they often find us for the SMS piece, but then it very quickly goes to web chat, meaning, as much as I would like people to be texting with businesses, and even though I think that is the future, right? I think there's, kind of very different dynamics going on between those different channels, right? Whether it be web chat, SMS, and voice. And, we've talked about how millennials and younger, God forbid you call them, right? That they have to get on the phone. There's 80% of the people online will just never get on the phone, right? And I think a lot of the lead generation channels are on web chat, right? They find your business on the web, right? And if we think about that overall pie, what is the preferred medium that they communicate?
Yeah.
Well, they found you through the web. 80% of them probably want to chat with you on the web, right? Mm-hmm. And probably another 15%, will go, hey, if I could text and SMS, great. Because, I might leave this website, I might go for a walk. I always have my phone with me, text, right? Mm-hmm. I do think that voice piece is, it is going to become a much smaller piece of the pie. Mm-hmm. And I actually do think that even between web and SMS is going to be the top. Because if, when you found the plumber, right, they texted you. Well, when you texted your wife, did the plumber come? Oh, well, by the way, that text is the next thing in the conversation. You go, oh, shoot, let me check back. Like, am I getting a text from the company? So like, in a way, the texting app is the home for chatbots.
Mm-hmm.
Like ChatGPT makes no sense being on a web page in a way. Like, sorry, it doesn't not make any sense, but like, because you use it to do work, draft emails and stuff, right? But there is this kind of like niche where ChatGPT, if it was just your general helper, right? Instead of asking, who are texting your friend about this thing, text ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think like SMS is going to be like a growing channel. I do think like, you and I go through it. We talk to a lot of businesses, and it's hard for them to let go of the voice piece, right? Because they answer that. It's being served, right? Like, sure, maybe not well, but that's an optimization thing. But I do think like on web chat, right? Right now, everybody puts a lead form up,
Mm-hmm.
right? And everybody knows that. Look, if I was looking for a business and I got a lead form, I pop something. I put in my name. I give it all this personal information. I don't even know whether you can help me, but I've given you this personal information. No,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that, right? Why would you? Like, I find myself on web chat when I visit websites now to be like, all right, what do you guys do? How much is it for this, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
I think I think it's worth kind of um, you know thinking about that, and we find almost a lot of businesses like, the demo is great for voice and SMS. That gets them through the door to like be like, hey, you guys actually do AI, right? And then when we get down to it, and I go, hey, pop a chat web chat widget on there, SEO goes through the roof, right? You're like,
Mm-hmm.
what? Wait, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I was just talking to, and by the way, and do you want us to refer to you as Juan or Carlos?
Probably Juan Carlos. Yeah.
Carlos. Okay, awesome. So Carlos is a friend of a friend. He's Nate introduced me to Carlos. Carlos is you're on the West Coast, right?
Yeah, California.
Cali. Where are you in Cali?
Stockton, California. It's like an hour away from the capital, Sacramento.
Yeah. No, I know exactly where that is. S was just actually he's got a relative there. Is it Stockton or
Yeah,
Sacramento?
my sister's out in Sacramento.
Sacramento, yeah, Sacramento. So okay, so and I agree with you, S. By the way, I think that the chat is a big part. When we do a calendar invite, or we try to get somebody to get booked, get booked via calendar. It's always just a better experience for everybody when it's done over chat or text, etc. And Carlos has got he's got a unique experience because he's a digital marketer. He's an agency owner, pretty new in the game, but he's doing meta ads. And one of the challenges I think that Nate had told me about you is that you're just like all of us agency owners. We have challenges with our clients because we can send them leads, whether it's from Meta or local service ads or any way we want to send it to them. The challenge is once we send it to them, are they answering the phone? Are they responding to the text? And are you having challenges with that as well, or no?
Yeah, with some guys, I am. What I ended up doing was just like upselling them on like I trained a guy to like call up their leads, but even then, like you can't get to them like super duper quick. It takes like max like anywhere from like 2-3 hours. The soonest is probably like 10 minutes. So we still get to them pretty quick, and we book in the appointments. But like when Nathan was telling me about LSA, and I think I was like scrolling through the school community, something that stood out to me was that like LSA will like boost you up if you answer more calls, which makes sense. And then adding an AI agent to that, it's just like fucking crazy. Like I would have never really thought about that.
No, I know. I mean, it's the 3 R's that you've probably seen in the school community, in my school community, which is have you consumed some of the content already, like the free content on the community?
I've consumed like just like the start here video. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I would encourage you to watch the LSA videos and then watch the AI videos because it's really going to help you understand how the AI plays into the betterment of the LSA for the client. Because when the client actually deals with their response rate and they put an AI agent in front of their human intake team or after the human intake team, then what ends up happening is that all of those voice calls get answered in 30 seconds. And what ends up happening is that their rankings go up on the local service ads platform. And I've had people on this call that saw my videos, because I've been doing these videos on YouTube for years. That's actually how Nate found me. Nate found me because of my YouTube channel. And I've had a lot of people find me that are agency owners like yourself. One in particular, I think S was on the call when she jumped on. I think her name was like Julia, anyway, she was on the call. She's from Brazil, and she listened to my videos on YouTube, and she's like, you know what? I like this LSA thing. It's a lot easier than meta ads. All I got to do is turn it on, and it kind of runs itself if you help the client do what they aren't already doing. And that's the secret. The secret is actually the AI. That's why I started out today's call, and I do every single time, explaining the story of me going to the AI event that I went to down in Miami, because I went there with one goal in mind. How do I get the AI agent to answer the phone for my clients? Because the number one problem that every client doesn't know about or doesn't want to admit is that they just don't know how to answer the calls or respond to the message leads in 30 seconds. And the business that does, the businesses that do that are the ones that actually Google rewards. It gives them higher rankings, and therefore they get more leads. And this is the thing that I just keep beating this drum, because it's funny, because either business owners don't want to see it, or they aren't. Here's the thing, I think, is that they're not ready to make the switch. They've got so much emotionally invested in their intake team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they don't want to. So, what S and I like to say is if you just give us about 2 weeks to train your agent, and to give it a knowledge base, and to give it a good prompt, and if they just listen to about 30 to 50 calls and help us to train the agent based on what the agent's either saying or not saying in those 50 calls, so that we can modify it, then they don't ever have to train anybody again. And they really are done with their intake. Basically, they can just hand off their intake to the AI agent. So yeah, what questions do you have? We got Jessica Garcia on the call as well. Let's add her.
I mean, I think I might just want to clarify that, Ryan.
Yeah, go ahead.
2 weeks is what if you gave it 100 calls and you looked at everything it said wrong and tried to fix it. 30 minutes is what it takes to get it live. Meaning, and there's a world, and I've done this before with clients, where I just do a demo, right? Mm-hmm. Like on screen.
Yeah.
I put a one-line prompt in there, like, you're a representative for a hotel chain, like taking appointments, right?
Yeah.
Done.
Yep.
It knows how to behave, right? Yeah. And so I think it's worth, like, people knowing, hey, deploying AI is like tough. I don't know how to code. I don't know all this stuff, how to do any of this stuff. And you're just like, man, if you could write a job description for your AI, you could do this.
Yeah, that's it. And that's the secret that we've given Nate and Jessica. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hey. So, how did you find us, by the way?
I found it through YouTube. I have followed you for a very long time, but I was listening to one of the videos, and I seen that you guys have like this community, so that's why I joined.
Awesome. Well, I literally was just talking about that. So Juan actually came in from a friend of a friend who found me through YouTube, and I was just talking about the fact that I met Nate basically, or he met me through my YouTube channel. So for you guys that are agency owners, by the way, Jessica, are you an agency owner or a business owner?
Yes, business owner actually. I own a mobile car wash.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, I remember we were chatting in the school community. You said that you've got issues with something going on with your LSA or something, I think, right?
Yeah, basically I was doing fine. I was actually the first one on LSA, first one or second one. Then I guess in the month of March I missed like 300 messages. because they were coming in through my phone. I don't know what happened, and Google never answered me. You know how they are. So thanks to that, my ranking went down, and now I'm literally the last one.
Yep. So, and this is why another good reason to have an agent, because if you just connected that agent, you would know if the agent didn't respond. You would get a notification that would say, because Google is infamous for not letting you know when the messages or the voice calls are not responded to. So you really need an external solution or an external software like ours to make you aware when that's happening, or else you're going to have a situation happen like yours where you miss 300 messages and then you're all of a sudden you're tanked.
Hmm.
So, I mean, it really can be. I mean, people don't realize this. I mean, it's, when you've got your livelihood, like you probably do. I don't know, how many leads were you getting on a monthly basis from.
I don't know. To be honest, I haven't checked that, but I was getting a lot. I'm telling you that I was always booked, and I was making probably over 10K a week. Now I'm making zero.
There you go. So you literally, this is why I mean, like I just keep saying the same things over and over again to hopefully allow people to avoid the scenario like Jessica experienced. Because if you have the proper follow-up software or software that can actually send a notification to you, then that would never happen. Or if you had the AI automatically responding, then it might not have even happened in the first place. But I think, did you have something going on with your reviews as well, or no? It was just the message read.
And no, only I checked after I seen a comment of you guys. I think it was Roxanne, and I have checked my top impression. It never went up to not even 50%. It's always been like 20%, 12%. That's crazy. I don't even know how.
Yeah. So what she's referring to, what Jessica's referring to, is the absolute top percentage rate, meaning the is the amount of time that you show as the absolute top listing in search results, which is huge. If you're showing there, then you're not getting selected as the second choice. And what ends up happening is that the leads that you get, the phone calls and the message leads that you get, end up being much better leads. I have a lot of business owners that maybe have an absolute top percentage rate like you have, like maybe 30-40%, and they constantly are complaining about the quality of their leads. If you have an absolute top percentage rate of greater than 80%, then not only are you going to get a lot of leads, you're going to get a lot of good leads, because everybody starts at the top, and that's where they go from there. And Google will list you in that top position rank if you have the 3 R's handled: reviews, radius, response rate. And I know, Carlos, you have a question. What was your question?
Yeah, I was gonna say, so is it pretty much works like, let's say you create a new Google My Business, you're at 100%. If you miss calls, you start dropping down pretty much.
Absolutely. If you miss calls, just like you heard Jessica say, this is the magic sauce. This is why I keep saying, like, and I didn't finish my story with the girl that from Brazil, but she got on the call and she said, Ryan, she goes, I have a lot of colleagues that are running local service ads for other businesses, and she's like, they're constantly having people leave. Like, actually, they have a lot of churn. So people are hiring her, and then they go on somewhere else. I said, well, she goes, that was what was happening with them, but with me, I don't have any churn because I solved the problem. Because I set up an agent like you suggested for all my clients don't churn because they continually get the same number of leads or more every month, because they answer all the calls in 30 seconds. So
I have a theory on that one, on Yulia.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Yeah.
She doesn't speak English.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning the AI speaks English for her.
She said that. Yeah.
You don't. Well, no. Her clients.
Yeah.
They were maids.
They're Portuguese.
Right? They were cleaning houses. Yeah. So they can't be in front of house.
Right.
So
right.
They literally needed an English speaker to book their appointments. The AI acts as the English speaker. There's no alternative.
Right.
AI is this, like, Oh, but the looks on your faces, Jessica.
Yeah, because I never even knew that AI existed to pick up the phones.
Oh yeah. So the AI can not only pick, and I'll do an example here. So the AI can pick up the phone and it can speak any language, and
And
it
speak
can
whatever
literally go
language
from
you speak in.
it'll literally go from English to Spanish to Portuguese to Russian. It'll literally go like and it can do warm transfers. So once it qualifies the person in Spanish, it can transfer the call to you in Spanish and give you all of the context of what the agent found out on the call. So it transfers the call and it gives you all of the information that you need before the call is transferred. So so that's why it's not just the chat agents on the website or the message agents that we have for LSA. It's the voice. It's actually and I can show you an example of this so you guys can see it. But what other questions do you guys have while I pull this up?
Yeah, I had a question. What did Jessica mean like when she said like comments or messages? Like you get messages from LSA ads too, or like how does that
Eh,
work?
Yep.
so basically, my messages, like yeah, I get text messages or calls through
Hmm.
LSA, but normally they come through my phone. So I get a notification on my phone, and I text back through the phone through my
Yeah.
actual phone. But for some reason, in the month of March, I did not receive like about 300 in my phone. So I didn't know because I'm new to this. So I didn't know that you could go to the actual app and actually text through the app. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that
And
made me lose a lot of clients.
yeah.
Yeah.
Does your guys' AI like also handle like text messaging or
Yeah, it does. It does text. It does voice. It does chat. I'm going to show you on my screen here. In
like website chat widgets?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
So,
all three channels.
yeah. I mean, it does chat widgets on the website because it's the old bots that people know about. They're not AI driven. The ones that we have a brain, like they can think on their own. They don't have to be pre-programmed in order for it to know what to say.
Yeah.
It has a conversation. It's powered by a large language model.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Do you think it could connect to like CRMs or it's not at that level yet?
But that it absolutely can.
That's
We
what
can.
we,
We're
that's what we
yeah
do.
yeah. That's what we do.
We have people on. We go, hey, in about 10 minutes, I'm going to give you a telephone number. That's your AI. Call it, text it. And then we do an upsell where it's oh, but I use this CRM. I use this. I was like, do they have APIs? Okay. You pretty much don't need employees because it'll
Yeah.
tag, it'll answer, it'll tag. And that's what we do the builds. They want to think about follow-up workflow, right? Communication flow. And that's where we kind of really jump in and build for them.
Damn. Okay, cool. No, it's good to know because I work with a lot of like I run meta ads for a lot of like construction companies. Well, not a lot, like a mid decent amount. And yeah, sometimes these guys don't call the leads. So that's why I hire an ISA for them to call up the leads. But that's pretty cool.
I have a friend of mine who works at Facebook, right? On the advertising side. She knows we build product. And I was like, when you see an Instagram ad and it's a video and you click and you get to the end of the video, in about a year, that's just going to be chat with the business right now. And the AI answers it. I mean,
Yeah.
doesn't that absolutely beat any kind of, hey, we're going to do the ad, we're going to steer you over to your website. Hopefully your website isn't ugly and I can engage after that. And then I leave my contact form and I hope in the next day you call me. Because by then, like, I've already moved on to something else, right?
And I totally agree. So you said they would like text them back and forth through like Instagram or whatever? Is that what you mean?
That's where the world is going.
Yeah,
So
dude,
she's
I
on
think
the
it's
ad
already
side.
I think it's already there. Because I was
They're
texting a
testing it.
company the other day and that shit was like pretty good.
Texting on SMS or web chat or within
Web
an
chat,
app.
within Instagram and Messenger.
Oh yeah. So going forward, it's going to be on SMS. like it's gonna start there, right? But like I don't know if you get like reminder notifications from businesses. Like that's what SMS is right now, right?
Yeah.
SMS is where you get businesses chat with you, and you don't need to download an app. You don't have to be a user of that. Sure, you're going to see the ads on Facebook, but let's just say somebody finds something on Google when they were reading an article, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think that's what Google's LSA, Google Business Profile. I mean, look in Gmail now, right? I don't know if you guys see it in your Gmail. They're testing out the chat feature right there, right? And by the way, if you don't have AI that's responding to that, that's like essentially somebody wanting to reach you as a business and you don't have a website 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to know something about your company, right? If you don't have a chat AI, this whole AI revolution that's going to happen, like you're not going to get discovered.
Yeah.
And I actually think the whole world of SEO is actually going away, right? I mean, with enough people using ChatGPT, if you were talking to ChatGPT asking how do I fix a pipe? How do I fix a leaky pipe? Right? And then ChatGPT goes, all right, do you need somebody? Wait, you asked about a leaky pipe. Do you have a leak? Okay, great. Where are you? Right? Let me transfer you right now. Right? And if you don't have an AI, there's going to be this whole pay to get on GPT model. Right? And by the way, here's an interesting insight that I'm going to tell you guys. One of OpenAI's models will do internet searches, right? So you like text ChatGPT or, message it and say like, okay, well, what were the results of last night's baseball game, right? And it looks it up. What ChatGPT is already doing when they give you the link, because we're on the API, is put a refer link at the end of it. Source UTM source equals OpenAI. So they're already signaling to the market whatever Google was as the intermediator to all information, right? And you're going to pay to get on Google. Well, it's going to be pay to get on ChatGPT. Like that referral link is essentially that. It's giving me credit for when I sent a link to your website. And if you ask me, hey, who's the best plumber in Boca Raton? And it's like XYZ plumber. Well, it's going to give you that link with the question mark, source equals OpenAI, so that when that business looks at the end of the month, how much traffic did I get to my website? Why did half of it come from ChatGPT? That business is going to be like, oh man, I need to pay them going forward.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude,
and so
crazy.
So that's what's coming down. So Jessica, you had a question, and then I'm gonna do a demo of the AI so you can hear the voice.
Thank you.
Yeah, what's your question?
Oh, so basically, I wanted to know, do you think this is something that can be fixed, or I'm stuck like where I am right now?
Yeah, no, I think it can be fixed. I mean, what you're dealing with, you're gonna have to. There's ways to potentially fix it. If you're not getting any leads at all, then, and we got a comment, by the way, as well from Anthony Webster. I'm gonna post here in a second. But I think what you can take drastic action if you're not getting any leads and you're not getting any anyway. What you can do is just restart your local service ads page. You can just restart it and just like literally shut the page down and then start a new one. That's one way to do it. It's not but if you don't have an option, you got to do something to get the leads to start coming in again, so that you can prove to Google that you're actually going to do what they want you to do, which is to respond to the leads in 30 seconds to create a great experience for people.
Yeah, I gave everything to Roxanne. I think she's gonna do a free audit on one of these days.
Okay, good. So Roque, and then Mary, we'll do a free audit for you guys so we can see, what if we can help you or not. We don't, some people we can't help. And that's one of the things that Nate has really done a really good job of. I'll just tell you, one of his secret sauces, Carlos, is that he's working with businesses that don't know that they can actually run local service ads. Unlike, unfortunately, Jessica, who's been running her own local service ads for a while, if they're privy to it and they understand what local service ads are, then they know enough to know that, or to think that they can maybe run it themselves. And so that it's like a dangerous place to be, where you have somebody that you're potentially working with that is like constantly like, I still think I can do it. I don't really need, but I can tell you, if we think we can help you, which we will only take on about 70% of the audits that we do. So we'll turn away like 30% of the people that we do an audit for that are already running their own local service ads, because we either just can't help them, because we see a situation like Jessica's in where we can't get the leads flowing again, which is what happens a lot of times. We get a lot of people that call us and are like, look, I just like Jessica, like I can't, the leads just stopped. I need help. I was making 10,000 a week. Now I'm making 0. That's when people get urgent, and so, but that's Nate's little like ace in his pocket there. So Anthony said, I was looking for Google screening information as I see my competitors' ads look clean, have Google backing. You just so happen to be live currently with good convo. Awesome, Anthony. Let me know, Anthony. Hey, what type of business do you have? I love this type of like improv. If you can jump in, that'd be great. I'll actually send you the link so that you can join if you want right now. So here's the link. I'll send it to you if you want to jump in, or you can just post another comment and say, where is your business? What type of business do you have? And I'll look at your competitors. I'll look and do a little audit to see what I think of your vertical, what kind of vertical you're in, what your competitors look like. I'll give you, my 16 years of experience here. While we're doing that, waiting for Anthony to get back to us on what vertical he's in and where he's at. Let me go over to this DIY. I want you guys to see this. I really want you to hear this, and I want to test this out. It's going to be kind of fun, because our agent, you can actually run in a browser, which is kind of cool. So this is an example of the voice agent. So because this agent allows us to run it in a browser, you can actually do the same thing as if you were calling it up, but do it, basically just by pressing a button in a browser, which is what I'm going to do. So let me just start this.
Hello, thank you for calling DIY AI. My name is Alex, and I'll be happy to help you today. How can I assist you?
Yeah, hey Alex. Hey Alex, really quick. So awesome. So I just, I've got these people on this call. I wanted to demo you and show off, how amazing you are. What do you think about that?
Well, thank you for the kind words. I'm happy to help demonstrate my capabilities. Before we get started, may I have your name and what you're looking to use an AI agent for?
Yeah, I'm looking to use an AI agent, and well, actually, I've got one person on the call, Jessica, that actually has a mobile, car washing business, and she's on running Google local service ads, and she wants to see how like somebody like you could actually answer the phone for her. And I've also got Carlos on the call, who's an agency owner, and he wants to implement AI agents for his clients that he represents.
So you have Jessica, who owns a car washing business and is interested in using an AI agent to answer phone calls, and Carlos, who is an agency owner looking to implement AI agents for his clients. That's great. Before I proceed, I just want to confirm, may I get Jessica's and Carlos's contact information, such as their name?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you can, but you know what? Let's just keep it between us. And I like how you're going for the jugular right off the bat there to get their emails and their names, because that's the way we programmed you. And to go and get that name and email right off the bat and the phone number, Mr. Aggressive. So what I'd like you to do, tell Jessica what you know about basically answering the phone quickly. Do you think you can answer the phone quickly and respond to text messages in 30 seconds if we put you as first line?
Yes, I can definitely answer the phone quickly and respond to text messages in a matter of seconds. In fact, I can respond to leads instantly, 24/7 via voice, text, chat, and email. This means that Jessica's car washing business can provide a faster and more efficient experience for her customers, which can lead to improved engagement, increased conversion, and a hassle-free process. Would you like me to explain more about how our AI service works and how it can benefit Jessica's business?
Yeah.
And by the way, man,
Wait. She's already kind of blown away by like how well versed you are. She's got a big smile on her face, and Carlos is like, holy shit, I can't believe that this is not a human. So this is voice, but you can also people also can interact with you via text and chat on the website. Can you talk to us about that as well? Uh-oh.
I'm glad to hear that Jessica and Carlos are impressed. Yes, I can definitely interact with customers via text and chat on the website. In addition to voice calls, this means that customers can reach out to Jessica's car washing business through multiple channels, and I can provide a seamless and consistent experience across all of them. Whether it's answering frequently asked questions, providing pricing and service information, or even scheduling appointments, I can handle it all through text, chat, and voice. This can help reduce the workload for Jessica and her team, and provide a more convenient experience for her customers. And as I mentioned earlier, I can respond to all these channels in a matter of seconds, 24/7. Would you like me to demonstrate how this works? And if I may ask again.
Wait. No. So let's. Can you speak another language? Like, can you speak in Spanish? Can you what can how do you speak? Can you speak in Russian?
I can understand and respond in multiple languages, including Spanish and Russian. I can also handle other languages such as French, German, Italian, Portuguese, Chinese, and many more.
Okay. Hey, speak to us in Russian right now, please.
Here's a response in Russian. Привет, я могу ответить на ваши вопросы и помочь вам с вашим бизнесом. Мои возможности не ограничиваются только английским языком. Я могу общаться с вами на русском.
Okay.
Español,
Okay, wait. Now do it. Now speak in Spanish.
Hola, puedo responder a tus preguntas y ayudarte con tu negocio. Mis capacidades no se limitan solo al inglés. Puedo comunicarme contigo en español, ruso, francés y muchos otros idiomas. ¿En qué puedo ayudarte hoy? Also, I will update the order with the information that the user wants to use an AI agent for their car washing business, and they are interested in using the AI service to answer phone calls and respond to text messages.
Wow.
I will update the order with the information that the user is interested in using the AI service to answer phone calls and respond to text messages in multiple languages.
Okay.
I will update the order with the information that the user wants to use an AI agent for their car washing business, and they are interested in using the AI service to answer phone calls and respond to text messages in multiple languages.
Okay, cool. So hold on one second.
I will update the order with the
the reason why there's a little delay is because my internet is getting kind of wonky right now. But just know that if it's on a phone call, it's going to be in real time. And by the way, we did get a conversation or a chat here from Anthony. So I'm going to go and do that in 1 second. But what you can see on this page here is you can see that it's taking down my email, my phone number. It's capturing all that information. And by the way, you can also do a warm transfer, can't you?
Yes, I can definitely do a warm transfer. If a customer needs to be transferred to a human representative, I can facilitate a warm transfer, providing the representative with all the relevant information and context about the customer's inquiry, so they can pick up the conversation right where I left off. This ensures a seamless and efficient experience for the customer. Also, I will update the order with the information that the user's internet is getting wonky and there might be a delay, but the AI service can handle phone calls in real time. I will update the order with the information that the user is
All right, so thank you. So I'm gonna end the call. Thanks for your information. Thanks for talking to us, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye. All right. So what do you guys think?
Pretty solid.
Yeah. So I mean, and like that's a voice AI agent, and back a year and a half ago when we started down this path of building a voice agent, it wasn't anywhere close to that. I mean, it really wasn't. Now, fast forward only, 16, 18 months, that's what's happened, in that a period of time. There wasn't even a voice agent available. So now, I mean, you can imagine what's going to happen in the next, year or 2 years. So the businesses what I'm trying to say, and Anthony, I'll get to you in 1 second here and do a little audit here. The businesses that adopt this technology now are the ones that are going to leapfrog over their competitors. So this is the opportunity, and this is what we've been, S and I have been talking about since we've been doing these workshops for probably 4 or 5 months now, and it's really to create awareness. And the crazy thing, and what I told you, Carlos, you can go to our website, you can create an agent in a matter of minutes, and it really doesn't take that long. So yep, go ahead.
Quick question. I was gonna say like what do you think will happen like if everyone starts using the agents? Like how do you think rankings will go?
That's a good question. Well, okay, S actually alluded to this just a few minutes ago. What he has seen in his business, he has seen, because he owns an agent business like we do, where we provide agents to businesses. And what he's seen when he adds the chat widget, by the way, what you saw was a voice agent. You can also text that same agent and have a text conversation. You can also put a chat widget on your website and have the same kind of conversation with him via chat on the website. And all those conversations show up in the back office of our software, so that you can see what's going on. And whenever any of those conversations happen, we send you a notification immediately that conversation is happening and it's in process, so that you don't have the situation happen like Jessica had happened to her, where she all of a sudden is missing 300 message conversations, and Google didn't let her know about it. You need to have an external software that lets you know about this stuff to really back you up. What we're finding, to answer your question, and what S has found, is that when you add the chat widget to the website, the time on site goes way up, and because of that, the rankings go up. Google, one of the big ranking factors for Google is time on site. So when the time on site goes up, then the rankings go up with it. So that's what we find. So, and also because people are getting their answers, they're getting their answers to their questions, and the experience is a good one because of that. So Anthony is saying, I run a small business named Rollaway, a mobile brake repair business. Oil changes offered as well. I love those mobile car repair businesses, man. I hate driving I just used one recently, like about a year ago, and it was the best thing ever because they came to us. In Middle Tennessee, Asheville, Murfreesboro. Okay. My competitors are New Brakes and Brakes to You, which, by the way, this is a vertical that just became available on local service ads. And that's another big, if there's one thing that you take away from today's workshop, is do the things that your competitors are not doing. And when your vertical becomes available on local service ads, you want to start running local service ads as soon as you possibly can, because that gives you a competitive edge, because your competitors are not doing the same thing. And this is why Anthony's actually like, holy crap, I've got to do this because my competitors are doing it. They're the ones that are gleaning all of the business. Let me show you. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So let me share my screen again. I'm going to do my entire screen here. So this is in brake repair business. So we'll do brake repairs. Hopefully that's how you spell it. Okay, so here it is. Boom, right there. Distinctive is eating Anthony's lunch, unfortunately, because they're the only ones showing up. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what happens when you start doing something before your competitors do it. He's the only guy showing up. There's nobody else that's even an option. And the reason why is because he somehow found out about it. And this is why I do these workshops, is to let businesses own. And this is, by the way, what I was telling you, Carlo, is Nate's ace in the hole. He's working and targeting specifically businesses that where LSA just became available for their vertical. And one of those is this vertical. It's brake repairs. And you can see that because you can see that there's only one available. I mean, you don't see that in any other verticals. If you typed in PI attorney, watch this. It's like overrun, because this has been available for almost 7 years now. Look at this. You got the big guy. This is the largest attorney in the world, and then this is what normally happens. You have 3 competitors. this is what happens when you start getting competition. It took about 2 years for this to happen. So this guy's going to have 2 years.
You see that there's Juan Carlos, the messaging and the call feature, right?
Yep.
So the number one search result, and by the way, Google is going, hey, pay me to be number one, right? And if you don't have, it's either call or text. And going forward, if you don't have an AI answering that, you're not going to be number one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn.
And so what Anthony said, they are backed by millions of dollars of investment. New Breaks is venture-backed Series A, 17 million. Breaks to you is closer to 8 million, privately funded. Okay, but see, here's the reason why LSA or Google Local Service Ads was created, is to level the playing field. You can buy these leads just as easily as they can, and you can get set up on local service ads, and you can pay the same amount, and you can actually do better than them because you can give quality service, and you can ask every single one of your clients for that review. And you said also Rollaway Breaks is website. Okay, so let me just go here. Let me go back here and see if you're down here. Okay,
so by the way, this has always been true, right? Social media, if you were first on Instagram, you got the page up. If you were the first website to get your page up, right? Like you got to reap in organic and be paid like years on out. And then when the market gets more mature, it's a bid process, right? So people who are late will pay more. And it used to be $100 per click for a law firm, right? $70. Now they go, hey, it's $700 if it's a personal injury one, right? So the key here is to be early, to get that organic one where like platforms will promote you if you're early. So, I don't know if you guys see, but for search, right? That generative search result that Google puts out is cannibalizing the rest of their business. It's cannibalizing LSA, which was newer than, GBP, which was newer than PPC, right? And all they do is just bump you down. And I wouldn't be surprised in a year from now, that generative reply, car repair, whatever local location, hey, to fix your car answers that. And those cards that do sources right now are going to be businesses.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Chat with the company right now. Get your answer right now. Right? So, and they're going to keep upping that technology requirement.
Yeah. Well, I think it'll be sick. Like, I don't know how long it'll take for it to get there, but like, if you could like start training AI on like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like NEPQ, like sales and stuff like that. They could just fucking close deals for you. Like, you won't have to need a sales rep.
Well, that's what we're doing right now. We're literally working with personal injury attorneys where we're having the case documents, once the person's been qualified, sent to the person so that the AI agent can sign the person up right then and there. They've got the case done. So they go through the entire sales process and sign the person up. Well,
yeah, I mean, you're saying out of the box, right? Yeah. Here's a better salesperson than your people, right? And Juan Carlos, I'll tell you, out of the box, yes, it is better than your salespeople. We've had to just do this live where we talked to a bunch of people who were in sales, who were that first call. They're terrible at it because you have people for small companies, right? They don't answer their phone. They do multiple things at once, and they do not make good salespeople. And you're young. You know how, like, if you want to go find something, you get it right now, right? And so AI, we've had to put pauses in AI because people are like, we're not sure how people are going to take this. It responds too fast. People are going to know their AI. You know what? If the AI is going to make this chat 30 seconds for me to figure out whether I want to like work with you or not, or put in a typing indicator with a human, I'm just like, God, blow my brains out as I watch you type, right? Like, no, we want instant, right? And the important thing was it was personalized to what we needed. And when you have generative AI and you go, hey, let me scrape your website. What are the hours? What services I have? Give me your whole menu. Hey, we have 3 options for this, right? I don't care if it's AI. I go to the website. I was like, all right, can you do this? Oh, it looks like you'd be perfect for the middle option. It's $99. Great, I'm out of here. Like,
So we got 5 minutes, and then we got to wrap this up. But I just want to show you. So what Anthony was telling us, his business is Rollaway. I went down here. Let me just go back here so you guys can see what's going on. So I went on my phone, there's not even an LSA or a local service ads business that's actually showing an ad for Nashville, one of the largest cities in Tennessee. So that's a huge opportunity. I mean, there's not even anybody showing right now for brake repair. So so here's your typical pay-per-click. This is where people pay per click, which is bullshit, because honestly, if you could pay for a bunch of clicks and you're not going to get anybody to call you. That's the reason why we like local service ads so much, because you can pay for just a qualified lead that calls you. That's all you pay for, or that message lead that S was talking about. That's all. Those are the only two things that you pay for, is an action that somebody takes, which is either a phone call or a message lead for somebody that's qualified that calls or messages you during your business hours. That's the only time that you pay. So that's why the quality of the leads is higher and the conversion rate's higher, and I'll show you why, because all the psychological triggers are engaged, all 5 of them, in the local service ad section: social proof, specificity, scarcity, exclusivity, and I'm forgetting the 5th one right now. But the bottom line is that if you go down here, so you've got a lot of people, pay per click, ads here. Nobody's running local service ads, which is totally silly, because these are twice as expensive as local service ads. These guys just don't know it. They don't know it. And so here's the Google Business Profile section, or the maps. As you can see why it's called maps. It's got the maps above it here. So if I go to more businesses, Anthony, this is where you're way down the list. So this is where you guys would benefit from getting some sort of optimization for your Google Business Profile page. This is what we started doing 16 years ago. And now they only offered local service ads 9 years ago. And so this is why we started offering local service ads. Now you're way down here, like 10 down. That you're not gonna get many phone calls with that. You've got a good reputation. You got 102 reviews, and by the way, you can add that you can receive text messages now on your Google Business Profile page. You don't have that added. Again, remember, I keep telling you, do the things that your competitors either don't know about or not doing. You can add the booking feature. None of these guys have the texting feature on it. So this would give you an advantage, right? Just that alone. So
Brian, Jessica has a question before we.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on one second. Let me flip back. Jessica, what question you got?
Yeah, so sorry about that. My last question was that, let's say I would have to delete my LSA accounts. Would that have to be deleted, like my actual Google My Business profile, or like?
Yeah. No. That's a good question, because you need a Google Business Profile to connect to your local service ads page. And that's why we do both, by the way, because they're connected. And by the way, anybody that's, before we leave, I'm going to put our banners up here again. If you want to, join our community, you can. And then if you want to text us, if you have any questions, you can text us 619-304-5155. We've got about a minute. There are ways to shut down your local service ads page and potentially start a new one without shutting down your Google Business Profile page. There are ways to do that. And this is why it is important to work with a partner, like an agency that's actually a partner with Google, because we communicate with one. We don't have a customer service rep. We have an agency partner account manager that we work with. It's the same person that we've been working with for the past 5 years. We talk to this person on a first name basis. They know us. He knows our entire team. And it really helps us to get things done for our clients. So the first thing that Mary, my assistant, or Roque, our salesperson, is going to do is we're going to want to know your 10-digit CID number, so that we can actually do an audit of your LSA page. And one of the things that Nate's going to teach you, Carlos, is before you do any LSA management, you're going to be doing audits. You have to know how to do an audit of a page, so that you understand whether or not you can even help the person or not. So with that, I want to, wrap it up at 3:00. Any other questions before we go?
Thank you for everything.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. All right. Talk to you guys soon. If you have any questions.
Bye.
Again,
Thank you.
619, yeah, you bet. 619-304-5155. Talk soon. Bye-bye.